Hello everyone, this is THD, and I am joined once again by ntom64.
I like how you say that like this isn't my channel.
Well, still, you figured I should take charge in this since I recorded this. Yeah, we're playing a Chex Quest, and I'll talk more about what we just did back there. But first I want to show you the terrible, shitty intro that originally came with this game. I love this. It's just pure 90s computer cheese.
Oh man, I don't miss this at all. It's not really cheese so much as a spaceship shaped like a breakfast cereal.
Now, this project was made by a company that doesn't normally do games, so I can kind of understand why the CGI is so damn bad, but I just love it, it's just so awful.
When did you first play this, like, age-wise? Because it seems very much like a game for kids.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Chex Quest is a mod of Final Doom, I believe, and it was released in packages of Chex on CD-ROMs as part of a promotion. Very successful promotion, by the way. I played this, I believe... Oh, when did that promotion come out? I believe it was in '96. And I saw it on TV, I'm like, I don't even like fucking Chex. I gotta get in on this. So,
Yeah.
I think I was... let me do some quick math here. 9, 10. So I was about the right target audience for this. It was pretty great, though.
What do donuts have to do with breakfast cereal?
No, that's the Cheerio. Their whole thing is that this is like a cereal-based galaxy. This is like a galaxy that the people in Mass Effect don't go to for help in fighting the Reapers, because clearly, let's see what they can do,
I want a mod of Mass Effect 3 where you have to recruit, like, Tony the Tiger, the Nesquik Bunny, the Snap Crackle Pop guys.
And you'll notice that she's kind of wearing, we'll see more of this later, but she's wearing basically the Chex squares as, like, armor, which I thought was so dumb, but I kind of liked it at the same time.
It's a pity there's no subtitles on this, but we have uploaded the non-commentary version to Hellfire playthroughs if you want to check it out.
Now, I do like how they get around the whole, you can't actually kill these monsters. They make them invincible to weapons, and basically they just say, okay, our guns can teleport them back to their dimension. I was like, okay, fair enough. Buzz Lightyear!
It really is.
Pretty darn close. Yeah, like I said, the animation is not that great, but, so just kind of basically setting up the story here, you're playing as, one guy going into Bazoik to kind of just clear out all the Phlegmoids, who are what these monsters call it. Probably the most successful cereal-based threat. You got the Soggies, they didn't do fuck all. Those are from Captain Crunch. You did, I'm sure there were some other, like the thieves who were stealing the Cookie Crisp. Then you got the Phlegmites, who are fucking slime monsters from another dimension, who are invulnerable to your weapons and do not give a fuck what you think.
Wow, the deepest lore for this cereal-based mod.
This thing obviously spawned a lot of imitators. Captain Crunch came out with his own little adventure CD-ROM game, things like that. But it's nothing compared to playing Doom, alright?
Also, I think like Captain Crunch is actually a commander if you count the stripes on his jacket and whatnot.
Now, obviously, since this is a conversion of Final Doom, all of the weapons in this game, all of the Zorchers, quote-unquote, are based off of real weapons. We got the chain gun here. We had the pistol back there. We won't be fighting the shotgun until, like, level 3, level 4, I think. The way this episode is set up, it's really easy. Like, even on the higher difficulty levels, it's way easier compared to the sequels that they made later on. So what I did, I put this on what was effectively Nightmare, in which, the Phlegmoids will keep spawning in even as you kill them, and it actually just kind of ramp up and get seriously harder if you play it that way. So I felt that was good enough, since this game is super short otherwise. It's 5 levels. It was obviously, since it was made for free. The version I'm playing is Chex Quest 3, which includes all the episodes of the game. You can modify some other stuff, things like that. It's not the original version, so the cutscene we saw at the beginning there, the intro, I shopped that in. I got that from a fan site. I put that... I said shopped, didn't I?
You're working with technological magic here, mate.
I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I put that in, and I put in the ending as well from the original CD-ROM game. So this is probably the close we're going to get to kind of get this out on a timely basis.
I have never played this game in my life. I like an FPS every now and then. I think this may be one of the first FPS playthroughs we've done for the channel. Certainly one of the shorter playthroughs in general.
The thing about FPS is, a lot of these earlier ones, they're very straightforward. There's not really a lot to talk about. With Chex Quest, I feel it's short enough. We can, get some talking done over it, and it doesn't wear out its welcome too fast. See, we already beat the first level.
Ew, got goop on my shoes.
But have you played Doom in any form, though?
I've played a bit of Doom back in the day. I forget which version, but the monsters scared little Tom 64, so I did not play it for long.
I was playing Doom on my dad's computer, man. Like, I just remember that shit. Like, you know, he would always get us shareware games. He put Doom, he put Apogee games on our computers, and, you know, when I saw this, I'm like, Dad, you gotta get this, man. It's like Doom. And he's like, it's Doom, huh? And he actually played it a little bit himself. He was interested, because he was actually a Doom fan, so it was we kind of bonded that way. You know, we rarely got to bond, I think, me and Dad, so I kind of have some more sentimental feelings for this serial-based adventure.
Well, you've talked about it enough in, like, the history of HellfireComms. There's, like, at least one Chex Quest reference every other playthrough. This is a pretty sick gun here, by the way.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of the plasma rifle. It's going to be our primary weapon. You may be thinking, plasma rifle is like a high-level gun in Doom. This is just going to make it easy. Not exactly, but you'll notice the difficulty ramps up over time. Again, since the game is 5 levels, the levels at the beginning aren't really going to have much variety. Later on, you get to go to, like, cities, sewers. That's exciting, right? And these guys right here, the fucking... I don't know what they're called. All the Flemoids are named after some pig Latin shit. I don't know off the top of my head. But those guys in particular, they're really annoying because they're not normally too bad to deal with. Because obviously we have this really good gun. But the problem is, since it's on Nightmare, they spawn in like fucking crazy. And they'll be sneaking up on me a few times during this playthrough. And they get really fucking annoying.
I'm just watching this, and it's quite well done for something that was, you know, given away as a free gift. I was happy just to get, like, a custom spoon and whatnot in my cereal packs.
Yeah, this is, like, a really cool promotion, and obviously, you know, like I said, it sold a lot of damn Chex. It was a really successful idea. So, I don't know why they haven't done this more now. I guess now, because kids are they're into the mobile games and shit like that. They couldn't really get away with doing another free Doom giveaway here.
Mm-hmm.
See, right here, motherfucker sneaks up on me from behind. I hate that crap.
Maybe they should have got, like, another kind of Buzz Lightyear rip-off to save the galaxy.
Now, all the Flemoids are based on existing Doom enemies. Some of them are, like, I think a few forms in them are just modifications of the Imp. They don't shoot fireballs. The little dome guy who keeps flying around in his little, you know, technically capable chair here. He's basically, I think he's the demon. You know, the pink demon?
The Caca-demon, or whatever it's called.
No. The Caca-demon is the dude with the big round thing with, like, the eyeball. The pink demon, Pinky, they call him.
Oh, yeah.
He's the kind that kind of rushes up and aggroes you. I think it's just him, but, like, doped up on speed a little bit. Otherwise, he's not too bad on the other difficulties.
Do you have to kill everyone? I know this is a stupid question to ask, but can you complete the level without killing everyone?
Well, of course. Well, you're not killing anybody to begin with. You're teleporting them to another dimension. But it's killing them.
That's some pansy-ass pussy shit.
But, no, you don't have to kill everybody. But I figure if I don't shoot it all during the first-person shooter, then this would be a pretty boring fucking video, you know?
Typical, like, aliens who are also Americans go into space to kill or / teleport other aliens and whatnot.
We are here on a mission of teleporting peace.
To infinity and get the fuck out of my country.
Now, I did play through this level, like, before I recorded this. I played through the game before
I would hope so.
Yeah. But, I did miss, actually, another key I need to go look at. Like, I don't think when I was playing this, like, just to record it, I got most of the secrets, but I don't think I got all of them. So, if I missed something you guys pointed out, oh well, I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Yeah, the pro Chex Quest players who are also simultaneously subscribed to HellfireComms for some strange reason.
Here's the rocket launcher. I freaking love this Zorcher, because it just looks cool. I mean, and it obviously has the same effect as a rocket launcher, so it's just a great gun all around.
All these names just remind me of, like, the lingo used in Batman Beyond or Spider-Man 2099. Like, what the shock?
Yeah, something like that. But, you know, you mentioned something about the pro Chex Quest players, but the game still has a really dedicated fan base, because obviously, you know, it's based off of Doom. You can modify it. Mm-hmm. People have made more levels for this game. That's how Chex Quest 3 got produced. It was actually a effort by one of the former designers of the game. He put this all together by scratch, you know, for the third version of the game to close out the trilogy. And it's a really impressive project, considering he made it all by himself, effectively.
Which type of FPS do you prefer if you're ever going to play an FPS? These more kind of like I want to say like arena or at least explorative kind of FPSs, or the more narrative-driven like linear ones?
I gotta say, I much prefer the Doom-based, kind of FPSs. You're exploring the level, you gotta get to the end. Yeah, it's retro, it's old at this point, but really the whole script-based narrative stuff, not really that much better in my experience. I just want to come in, go around a cool level, blast some monsters, things like that. Very simple stuff.
It is kind of bad when an FPS tries to be all like big and expansive, but it really is kind of linear. I felt that way about BioShock Infinite. Like, the scale of the landscape is huge, but you're still mostly confined to going down a linear path.
Now, these guys right here, they're basically, supercharged imps. I'm trying to remember if they were based off another enemy, but they're probably the only ones that shoot projectiles, in Chex Quest 1 here. I think it was based off of, I want to say the Archvile, but I'm probably wrong. I think the Archvile was the dude with rockets on his shoulder. The skeleton guy, you know that maybe?
Not by name, no.
No, the Archvile and I, we go way back. Of course we know each other by name.
I just love how, like, Chex, TM, or Reserved, I guess, or Rights Reserved is always on screen.
I love that too, man. It's just like, in the future, that's like the only cereal you're allowed to eat, because that's the one that costs the less resources, obviously. I got a map, I ain't gonna use it, so whatever.
A future without Cocoa Pops is not a future I want to be a part of.
Now, I did say earlier that all the weapons are based on existing Doom weapons. What do you think the chainsaw is gonna look like?
Probably Nerf-related, judging by... Is that it?
That is the chainsaw in this game.
Is that a fucking spork?
It is a super spork, yes. It's electrically powered. The normal spoon is obviously your fist, but come on, man. You gotta have the super electric spork action going on.
This is so dumb, I can't help but take it to heart.
Yeah, really, again, the popularity does lie around the fact that it is a lot like Doom. So, a lot of the standard tropes still apply, but, you're in a serial-based universe. You might as well have some fun with it.
So this is level 3 now?
Yeah, this is level 3 out of 5. Like I said before, they all kind of run together a bit until about level 5. Level 5 will get really drastically different, but here, I hope you enjoy Brown Corridors. I apologize. Well, if you're playing most modern FPSs, I hope you enjoy Brown Corridors.
What was the last first-person shooter you played?
Besides this one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I think the last one I played, off of the top of my head... Oh, God, I'm trying to remember now. It's been so long since I actually sat down and played a proper FPS. I want to say, I booted up Borderlands a while back. I already beat that with, my cousin. But, Borderlands is honestly super boring to me without a friend, because it's just the dullest thing.
Best played in co-op, then.
Yeah, I made a mistake here. I accidentally went into that teleporter up here as a secret, but without getting the blue key, so now I have to go get the blue key and then actually use that thing.
Wah. The last one I played, just to get back on topic, BioShock Infinite, I guess. Pretty good game. Doesn't really live up to the hype. It's got a few niggles here and there, like only being able to carry 2 weapons at a time, which, kind of limits the gameplay, but overall pretty fun. My favourite series would have to be Time Splitters, and I'm looking forward to, that fan-made game that's coming out.
Yeah, I hear Time Splitters is pretty good, and I should probably eventually get around to playing BioShock Infinite, one of these days, but I don't know.
I went through, just a sniper rifle, and it was actually kind of fun.
I'm mostly playing Vanquish right now, but that's a third-person shooter. See, look at this again. This little bitch snuck up on me again!
Heard you trying to collect cereal like I wouldn't find out.
Yeah, all the power-ups in this game, again, they're based on existing Doom items, but you got stuff like, you can get fruit, vegetables actually heal the most water, and here's the shotgun right here, basically. It's kind of shit since we already have the plasma rifle, but I'm going to show it off a little bit here. See, that's the shotgun. I hope you enjoy.
Oh, what is it meant to be? Like a taser?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like a taser, but this one has a obnoxious clip you have to replace every single time, so that makes total sense. But back there, we're gonna use the, this big old gun right here. How's these empty, whiteboards kind of sitting around here? I don't know if they would teach classes here or things like that.
The whole place has a laboratory feel to it. Is this actually where they create the Chex?
I would assume, yeah, because right now, since we're going to Bazoik, that's like a food distribution area. So I assume they're doing food science here. Food science is a legitimate field, right? I think it is.
I think so. I think now that we've got like 10 minutes left, I should ask the most important question of the run. What's your favourite cereal?
My favorite cereal ever would probably have to be Corn Pops. I love Corn Pops. Oh, no, I amend that. Corn Pops are my second favorite. My absolute favorite cereal is Lucky Charms. It's not Chex. I sure as shit didn't get this for the fucking cereal.
Yeah.
Although I do love Chex Mix, and I've been meaning to make it like for Christmas every year, but shit keeps getting in the way, so eventually I will make it.
What is Chex Max?
Chex Mix is, Chex Mix is what happens when you get Chex from, Mexicans. But Chex Mix is, you take all the varieties of Chex, corn, wheat, rice, you mix it together with like pretzels, peanuts. I put Worcestershire sauce on mine, and you bake that shit, and it's fucking great.
It does sound pretty good, actually. My favourite would probably have to be... I kind of want to say something chocolate-based, but that was from my, like, really bad overeating kind of days. Nesquik by the box, really. Can't go wrong with just, like, a good bowl of cornflakes with some ice-cold milk.
Did you know they actually have Reese's Pieces, and you can eat Reese's for breakfast?
peanut butter cups for breakfast?
What was that cereal you just mentioned? I damn forgot it already. Cornflakes, it's just... I understand cornflakes is supposed to be good for you, but they don't taste like nothing. So whenever I had cornflakes as a kid, I always put in like heaps of sugar in it, completely defeating the point, but still.
Like, once or twice I've brought up Nesquik the cereal, and people were like, oh, you mean the milkshake? No, I'm talking about the cereal. Crunchy bits of chocolate.
That was like a more... Nesquik cereal came out in like the 90s, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking again! I hate this guy!
Damn, man, you're getting salty even in post.
I mean, he gave me so much shit during this playthrough, it's just, I was just sitting there going, you motherfucker.
Oh my god, I can see through time!
This is not a trap. No, sir, take that panel.
Damn, man.
See, that's why they gave me this weapon, because I'm so responsible in knowing how to use it.
Nice enough.
Now at this point, obviously it's starting to ramp up a little. I believe I enter this with 30% health. Let me take a look when it fades in. Let's pretend that wasn't edited back there. Alright?
I believe it.
Yeah, at this point it's definitely starting to ramp up. Although, personally, I understand they had to get this out by a deadline. I get that. But I still wish there was a little bit more variety. I'd say this one, the Arbitrarium, is probably the most visually interesting, level in the game, next to the final level, obviously. I kind of wish they kind of spread that love over towards the rest of the game, but, it was for free. I guess you can't really beg.
Yeah, for the longest time I thought this game was strictly about laboratories and missing scientists.
Yeah, I know, not like... I heard about a game that was like that, I don't know, it's just half something, I don't understand.
We got a bit more time to fill, so what other games from your childhood, like simple PC kind of things, were you into?
Well, like I said before, I was getting like a lot of shareware games as a kid. I didn't grow up with, the consoles that most of you guys grew up with. I was mostly playing free PC games that my dad would get us, on like BBSs, things like that. So I would be playing Apogee games. Love Apogee, obviously. Any sort of, like, free PC stuff we could find. Although, I did have a Genesis that I got from a pawn shop. For the longest time, I only had the fewest games. I had, like, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, James Pond, fuck that.
Hey, come on, leave James Pond alone.
Well, if his third game didn't blow so much, I wouldn't hate him so much.
For some reason, I have a weird love for that game. I don't know what it is.
Taste, I suppose? I don't know.
Lack of.
I had Crew Ball, which is a Motley Crue themed pinball game. My dad actually beat that. What was so weird about him was that he wasn't a guy who liked video games like I did, as a kid. But for some reason, he would always do way better than me. Like, one time, he beat Doom, he beat this Crew Ball game. One time, I rented a lot of Genesis games from, like, a store, Del Shams, which doesn't exist anymore. I would get stuff like Samurai Showdown and World Heroes. For some reason, he was really good at fighting games, and he would always get to the end. Except Samurai Showdown, that boss is just cheap as shit.
Never played it myself, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he would always do that for some reason. I don't know. Dad and I, we sort of had an up and down kind of relationship, but at least with video games, we kind of have a little bit of common ground when he was actually interested enough to play in them.
Well, that's the magic of video games for you, mate. It brings a family together.
I suppose. I don't know. I mean, the stuff I was usually playing later on was like monster shit games, like Dragon Quest Monsters. Fuck yeah. Gonna have to bust out the rocket launcher for this bit, because I'm running really low on health at this point.
Ugh. I kind of missed the rocket launcher from Metal Slug.
Well, I don't think they had that in Doom. Like, you don't pick up the plasma rifle and it goes, plasma rifle.
Oh, that's no fun.
I think in this room, yeah, this runs a pointless maze to pad out the rest of the level.
Oh jeez, it's like the Windows 95 screensaver all over again.
Oh yeah, I totally get that vibe now. I don't get too lost in this, thankfully. Like, I remember it quick enough. But for a minute here, I'm like, oh shit, I'm recording. Where do I go? No, this isn't the right way.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, put a fade in, because then the footage won't look as, like, clean.
I'm so glad that the whole, this whole area grew in like this. It's a bunch of, like, vines on the walls. But, they decided to build the walls like this, because it makes total sense.
I just had a minor heart attack when that guy came round the corner.
Yeah, I mean, even when I was recording this, I was still jumping every so often.
So it's not because they're scary, it's just because of the sunlight from seeing an enemy in front of you like that.
Yeah, like this guy again, who always makes sure to let his opinion known when I'm playing this.
Oh, it's actually a giant internet forum. Twist.
Alright, that is level 4, and we're actually moving on to the next level. The next level is interesting because, as I said, the difficulty was ramping up during this game. I actually died in the last room on this level.
Oof.
And I had to do it all over again. I was so cheesed off. You see that little fade? That's what happens.
I'm sorry, right?
But this level, more organic, I suppose. Well, slime isn't really organic when you think about it. But it kind of splits off into like a forked road. Like you have to go to the left path, then the middle, then the right. And at this point, all the spawning stuff from Nightmare, all the stuff coming out of the walls, it just actually kind of put my mediocre gaming skills to the test. So I do recommend it if you are terrible at video games like me and you want to push yourself a little bit farther.
Oh, the 3D effect on that stairs is kind of crazy.
Yeah, this was built, I'm trying to remember the name of the engine for Doom. But it was built in the way where, you could have multiple level stairs, but you kind of had to, push parts of the level up and down in order to achieve that effect. I don't think this was... No. Build was for Duke, Shadow Warrior, things like that. Maybe we'll get those in the future. I don't know. More of these guys!
Oh, gee, is this the asshole convention or something?
Hey, everybody! Pretty much. Oh, that's fair. I know it's kind of... Like, sometimes when you step in that goop, it doesn't register damage right away, and sometimes it does, so it's going to be a complete tease.
Oh, slowpoke mode, then. Yeah, it's a bit we can't telefrag any of these guys.
Yeah, I got a bit confused as to where I was, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm in the middle path. Alright, go this way.
I don't blame you, because the whole fucking underground cavern looks the exact same.
Well, I would hope a cave looks the same, otherwise it's not going to be a very good cave, is it?
One of God's more banal wonders.
Now, I could have entered the yellow door back there, but I decided to go around because I was an idiot.
And also, you don't play by anyone's rules.
Pretty much, and that's pretty much why I don't record a lot of these, because they don't tend to go very well. Just get, like, raw vegetables that ended up in the cavern with all the slime monsters going around. I'm sure those will be very tasty.
Nutrients.
Yeah, you get all those nutrients on, like, your fresh carrots and cabbage heads, like, whole cabbage heads, and apparently you eat them all. Yeah, this is a bit dickish right here.
Like, you have to come this way?
Yeah, and this is the only time we'll ever see this suit, in this installment. It does show up in later, Chex Quest, episodes. Here we go, this looks plenty ominous.
Gushing slime, never a good sign.
Yeah, thanks. I hear you guys, that's good.
Oh, are they chasing you?
No, they're slow as hell, so I'm just walking past them. There's these assholes, though.
I'm suddenly reminded of Buck Bumble for some reason.
Yeah, but somehow the fucking slime monsters have armor that stick onto them. Oh, I'm panicking!
Your panicking spree worked.
By the way, you might be wondering, say, THD, where is the big fucking gun from Doom? It's right here.
Oh, yes!
So I am going to kill everyone. This wall right here, final boss. There, he's dead. That was easy.
Not too dissimilar to, was it Quake, where you had, like, John Romero's head on a pike?
No, that was Doom 2. No, that was the Icon of Sin. And here is the awesome ending where they obviously didn't have enough budget like they did in the intro, so they're just using, like, every shitty slideshow effect they can.
God, even in space they're wearing fedoras.
Whoa!
Crazy, man.
That guy has a hole in his middle. How is he alive?
That's Cheerios for you, I guess. So, final thoughts on Chex Quest?
It sure is a game that was made. I mean, as a promotion, it's really cool. You know, it's a great little mod, I gotta admit, even for Doom and for the subject material. And the later stuff, you know, obviously really does improve on that. I do recommend playing this game. We're not gonna get credits, by the way. It's just gonna kind of end up until this point. But, still, I do recommend giving it a play. Chex Quest 3, it's got all the episodes, it has all the extra features. It has multiplayer!
Okay, competitive, serial-based combat. Awesome.
Totally awesome. It's Doom. Might as well, right, guys? I mean, come on.
I have zero experience with this, as you could probably tell. Helldragon took the helm for most of this, but I had a good time. And when it comes to my solo playthrough in the following month, I probably won't choose something as serial-related, but I had a good time.
Don't go here. It doesn't exist anymore. You can try, but you only have memories.
This guy's judging me. He will judge me even more if I don't.
Slowly become the Chex Quest logo. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me and Tom64. And we will see you guys later.